Today we dive into a remarkable story of an individual who turned stumbling blocks into stepping stones. Our tale revolves around a person who, like many of us, had dreams and aspirations. But unlike many, this individual's path was strewn with obstacles so significant, they could have easily been deemed insurmountable. Yet they weren't. This individual's story isn't one of overnight success or easy victories. It's a tale of persistence, of relentless determination, of an unwavering spirit that refused to buckle under pressure. It's about nights spent wrestling with despair, days spent battling the odds, and the moments when giving up seemed like the only plausible option. But our protagonist chose to persevere. They faced their challenges head-on, not with brute force, but with resilience and an indomitable will. Through it all, they emerged victorious, not because they were immune to failure, but because they refused to let failure define them. Join us as we unravel the inspiring journey of our hero, who stands as a testament to the power of perseverance. Every great story starts somewhere, and ours begins in the humble beginnings of our hero's early life. Our protagonist was born into a world far removed from the comforts many of us know. Their childhood was a tapestry of experiences that, while tough, would later become the bedrock of their resilience. Raised in a humble neighborhood, they were no strangers to adversity. Life was a daily lesson in survival, and every sunrise brought with it a new challenge to conquer. Their parents, despite their meager resources, instilled in them the values of hard work, perseverance, and the pursuit of knowledge. They taught our hero that circumstances, no matter how harsh, should never be a barrier to ambition. These lessons, although demanding and sometimes harsh, began to shape the iron will and unyielding determination that would become the hallmark of our protagonist's journey. As a child, our hero displayed an uncanny knack for turning obstacles into opportunities. They were always the first to rise and the last to sleep, squeezing every ounce of opportunity from each passing moment. They were not the strongest, not the fastest, and certainly not the most privileged. But they were relentless, undeterred by the imposing walls of their reality. Their early life was not without its fair share of trials and tribulations. The challenges they faced were not mere stumbling blocks, but mountains that seemed insurmountable. But instead of succumbing to the weight of these challenges, they chose to rise. They chose to fight, to persevere, and to forge ahead, driven by a burning desire to change their circumstance. This gritty determination, this unyielding spirit was not born out of thin air. It was the product of a lifetime of struggle, of countless battles fought and won in the trenches of their early years. And as they grew, so did their resolve. Their spirit, tempered in the fires of adversity, grew stronger with each passing day. Little did they know these early experiences were preparing them for the trials that lay ahead. Just when life seemed to be on track, an unexpected challenge arose. As if out of nowhere, our protagonist was faced with a significant obstacle that stood between them and their dreams. It was a challenge that would test their mettle, a challenge that would push them to their limits. This was not a small bump on the road, but rather a towering mountain that seemed insurmountable. It was a financial crisis that threatened to consume all their savings, a health issue that jeopardized their ability to work, a personal loss that shook their emotional stability. Or perhaps it was a combination of all three, a perfect storm that threatened to sink their ship. For a moment their dreams seemed to fade into the distance, obscured by the looming shadow of their predicament. The path they had so carefully charted out was now shrouded in uncertainty. Their resolve was tested, their determination questioned. Would they falter under the weight of their challenges? Would they let their dreams slip away? But this was not just a test of their resolve. It was also a test of their character, their grit, their ability to adapt and overcome. They were faced with two choices: to surrender to their situation or to fight back with everything they had. The magnitude of their challenges was overwhelming. It was like standing at the foot of a steep cliff, looking up at the peak that seemed miles away. The journey would be arduous, fraught with difficulties and setbacks. There would be moments of despair, moments when they would question their ability to continue. But the thought of giving up, of letting their dreams die, was even more unbearable. The challenges they faced were not just obstacles in their path, they were opportunities to prove their worth, to show the world what they were made of. They were the catalysts that would propel them towards their goals, the stepping stones that would lead them to success. And so, they chose to fight. They chose to face their challenges head-on, to confront their fears and doubts, to push through the pain and the hardship. They chose to persevere, to keep their eyes on the prize, to never lose sight of their goals. Because our hero was not one to back down easily. The journey through the storm was far from easy. This is the part of our tale where the skies darken and the winds whip up, a metaphorical tempest that would push our protagonist to their very limits. In the face of the looming challenge, it would have been so easy to retreat, to give in to the fear and the uncertainty, but retreat was not in their vocabulary. Theirs was a spirit forged in the fires of determination and resilience, a spirit that refused to back down, no matter how formidable the road ahead appeared. There were moments that tested their resolve, moments when the weight of their struggle threatened to crush them, when the light at the end of the tunnel seemed too far out of reach, moments when failure seemed not just a possibility, but an inevitability. But each time they found the strength to rise. They would dust themselves off, look their challenge in the eye and say, "Not today." It was their strength, their indomitable spirit, that shone through in these moments of adversity. But it was also their resilience, their ability to take each setback in stride, to learn from their mistakes and come back stronger. They understood that failure was not the end, but a stepping stone on the path to success. They faced their struggle head-on, with a courage that was as inspiring as it was unshakable. They did not let the fear of failure deter them. Instead, they used it as fuel, a driving force that propelled them forward even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. And through it all, they never lost hope. Hope was their beacon in the storm, a light that guided them through the darkest nights. It was hope that gave them the strength to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep believing in the possibility of a better tomorrow. They say that it's in our darkest moments that we find our true strength. And in their struggle, our protagonists discovered a strength they never knew they had. A strength that came not from the absence of fear, but from the determination to push through it. A strength that came from the belief that they were capable of more, that they were deserving of more. It was this strength, this resilience, this unyielding determination that carried them through their struggle. It was these qualities that allowed them to weather the storm, to keep moving forward even when the road was steep and the journey was hard. The journey through the storm was far from easy. But it was in the midst of this journey, in the heart of the storm, that they found their true self. And it was this self-discovery, this realization of their own strength and potential, that gave them the courage to keep going, to keep pushing, to keep striving for their dreams. Despite the odds, they held on to their courage and hope. And it was this courage, this hope, that ultimately saw them through to the other side. Every dark night has a dawn, and theirs was about to break. The turning point in our protagonist's journey was not a sudden dramatic event. It was a gradual realization, like the slow lightening of the sky before the sun finally emerges. They started to notice that every time they fell, they were getting up a little bit faster, shaking off the dust a little bit easier. They were growing stronger. They began to adopt strategies that would help them along their path. They created a routine that offered consistency in their chaotic world. They woke up early, went for a run to clear their mind, and followed it up with a healthy breakfast. This routine gave them a sense of control, a small victory to start each day. They also started to practice mindfulness, focusing on the present moment instead of dwelling on past failures or fearing future obstacles. They found that by focusing on the task at hand, they could give it their all, and this concentration led to progress, no matter how small. Our protagonist also realized the importance of a support system. They sought out mentors, people who had walked the same path and could offer guidance. They reached out to friends and family not for sympathy, but for strength. And they found an unexpected source of support in themselves, in the resilience they had developed, in the courage they had cultivated. Change was another crucial element of their turning point. They began to view their challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. They changed their mindset, they changed their approach, they even changed their environment, surrounding themselves with positivity and removing negative influences. This turning point was a combination of small steps and big leaps, of quiet moments and loud declarations, of setbacks and comebacks. But it was the beginning of their rise, the start of their ascent towards their goals. The dawn was breaking, but the journey was far from over. With unwavering determination, our hero emerged from the storm. In the face of adversity, they stood resolute, their spirit unbroken. Each obstacle was met with a resilience that was born from the trials they had endured. The challenges that once seemed insurmountable were now stepping stones on their path to victory. The person's triumph was not just a personal achievement, it was a testament to the power of perseverance. It was a victory that echoed beyond their sphere, touching the lives of countless others. It was a victory that was not defined by the goal achieved, but by the journey undertaken, the hardships overcome, and the strength discovered within themselves. They had faced the storm and emerged victorious. The challenges they had overcome had not broken them, but rather, they had forged them into a beacon of resilience and determination. Their triumph was not just about their achievement, but about the person they had become through their struggle. Their story was not just about overcoming adversity, it was about never giving up, about pushing beyond limits, about standing tall even when the world seemed to be against them. It was a story of resilience, of courage, and of undying spirit. Their triumph was not just an end, it was a beginning. It was the start of a new chapter in their life, a chapter filled with endless possibilities. It was a celebration of their strength, their resilience, and their unwavering spirit. Their triumph was a testament to the power of the human spirit, to the strength that lies within each one of us, waiting to be discovered. It was a testament to the fact that no obstacle is too great, no challenge too daunting, when met with determination and unwavering perseverance. Their triumph was not just their own, it was a triumph for all who dared to dream, for all who dared to believe, for all who dared to persevere. And so, their story stands as a beacon of hope for all who face adversity. It is a testament to the power of perseverance, a testament to the strength of the human spirit, and a testament to the triumph of the human will. Their story stands as a beacon of hope for all who face adversity. Every struggle imparts valuable lessons, and theirs was no different. Now that we've journeyed through the peaks and valleys of our protagonist's story, let's take a moment to reflect on the key points and draw upon the powerful lessons that have been woven into the fabric of their experience. First and foremost, we learn about the power of perseverance. It's not just about pushing forward, but pushing forward even when the odds are stacked against you. Our protagonist's story is a testament to this. They faced significant challenges, but they didn't back down. They marched onward, steadfast in their conviction, undeterred by the hurdles that lay in their path. They showed us that perseverance isn't a trait you're born with, but rather, it's a muscle that you build by consistently choosing to move forward, no matter what. Next, we glean the importance of resilience. Life will undoubtedly throw curveballs your way, but resilience is the ability to bounce back from those curveballs, to get back on your feet after you've been knocked down. Our protagonist's resilience was their armor, shielding them from the blows of their challenges, allowing them to stand tall in the face of adversity. They taught us that resilience isn't about avoiding hardships but about weathering the storm and emerging stronger on the other side. But perhaps the most poignant lesson of all is the lesson of hope. Hope is the light that guides us in the darkest of times. It is the belief that better days are on the horizon, even when the present is filled with despair. Our protagonist clung on to hope, even when their circumstances seemed hopeless. They showed us that hope is not just a feeling, but a choice. A choice to believe in the possibility of a better tomorrow. A choice to keep striving for your dreams, even when they seem out of reach. These lessons of perseverance, resilience, and hope aren't just applicable to our protagonist's story. They are universal truths that each one of us can apply to our own lives. We may not face the same challenges as our protagonist, but we all face challenges nonetheless. And it's in these challenges that we have the opportunity to exercise our own perseverance, to build our resilience, and to choose hope. So as we close this chapter of our protagonist's story, let's not just remember their triumphs. Let's remember the lessons that their journey has taught us. Let's remember that it is through struggle that we grow, through adversity that we learn, and through perseverance that we triumph. Remember, the power of perseverance can turn even the most formidable challenges into stepping stones to success.